Pregame.com.
Pregame.tv, NHL action. Hockeytown, USA. We're going to look at the Blackhawks trailing Detroit.
Wow.
2 games
Who'd
to
have
1.
thought it?
Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. Detroit is believing. They're believing, VR. You gave me a winner. You said the Blackhawks are going to
You run out of money. Go Dollar Loan Center, we said.
Game 1. We're already in the clubhouse.
Go borrow
with that
money.
One.
Go borrow
You're
money.
going to double down on this game,
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
Time to go back to that person that lent it last time. Here's the thing. As far as how the series going, I didn't see this happening. I thought Chicago would have an easier time. But because they haven't, we have an opportunity to make some money off them in Game 4. Here's the bottom line. Detroit's up on this team 2 games to 1 right now. Chicago's not only the best team in the NHL as far as the Western Conference goes, but they're one of the best road teams in all of the NHL. So this is not a team that's panicking. This isn't the first time this has happened to them. They lost Game 3 in Minnesota, and they came back and shut them out in Game 4. So I see the same thing happening here. And more importantly, you got a Detroit team, a Chicago team right now that's lost 2 straight games. So far this season, goaltender Corey Crawford has never lost 3 straight games in a row. He has lost twice, but he has not lost 3 straight times.
How would you do in the NHL playoffs if you played a team up back-to-back, substantial losses, semi-blowout losses the next game? It have to be good.
Great question. And the home team, like right now, Detroit, historically in the playoffs, quarterfinal round, when they lose Game 1 on the road, win Game 2, and then win Game 3 at home, it's a coin flip that it goes back in this round tied 2-2. So the home team doesn't have any advantage historically. And more importantly, if you look at all the playoff rounds together, it's actually the road team that's won 55% of these times. 55% of the times, the road team takes it back home tied 2-2.
Now, you know what Sean Hess would say. Sean Hess is the king of making money this season.
Not in the past.
This year.
Not in the past.
The past zillion years.
But there's a fundamental reason for that.
What's happening this year? Why are the favorites, why are all the home teams winning?
There's a fundamental reason for that. And that's the home team has home ice advantage because they're so much better. This was the lockout season. You got to remember, this is not your normal NHL season. This is the lockout season. And if you look at the standings, there's no really middle ground. There's those great teams and there's those weak teams. And the superior teams, the Pittsburghs, the Chicagos, they're just so the San Jose Sharks, the LA Kings, they're teams that just dominate at home. On the road, you could fade them sometimes, but not the top tier teams, not the Pittsburghs, not the Chicagos. Chicago's lost 4 road games all season. They are not going to lose 2 in Detroit. It's not going to happen.
It's going to be a frenzied environment. This is going to be
loud. Absolutely.
Squids getting thrown out.
Absolutely. And that's why Chicago's going to score first and just quiet that crowd. Quiet. Put them to bed.
Yeah, I like it. Let's go ahead and make this one official.
Chicago at Detroit. Who would have thought Chicago would be down 2 games to 1? Last week, I said unload Chicago Game 1. Detroit shouldn't even be on the same ice with them. But here they go, finding themselves 2 games to 1, able to go up 3-1 before they have to go back to Chicago. That's not going to happen. This series gets tied up in Detroit. Game 5 in Chicago. That's when Chicago takes that 3-2 lead. Chicago's going to advance, and to do that, they're going to have to win this game. Corey Crawford hasn't lost 3 straight times in the entire season. He's lost twice a few times, but never 3. This is the 3rd game. Just bet Chicago. Just bet them till you run out of money.
You know, have you ever heard Colin Cowherd discuss how to fix hockey?
No.
Oh, this is hilarious.
No.
What Colin would do, and I agree with him, he goes back to what's the #1 sporting event in hockey in the last 50 years here in the United States?
The Olympics.
Of course, the 1980 Olympics.
Yeah.
You could argue that's the number one.
Of course,
that's the #1 event ever. Even though we don't care about hockey. So what Colin says is, he says the reason that was so great is us against the Russians. So what he wants to do is he wants to get rid of all the Sun Belt teams because they don't care about hockey and the ice melts when it's hot anyways. Just keep all the original
Northerns.
The northern ones and incorporate a few more Canada teams. If you have to, put a team in Czechoslovakia to even it out, like 6-6, and all the international teams play each other all year long. All the U.S. teams play each other all year long. They don't meet until the playoffs.
I like that.
I'd buy tickets.
I'm all over it.
I think Colin's a genius.
Game 4.
Beautiful. I like it. Let's stick with us. Pregame.tv. As always, this time of year, we're going to be talking about all different types of sports. We're going to boxing here. We're going to London.
And then we're going to NFL.
England.
We're all over the place.
We're going to London.
Brian's going to go to baseball.
We're going to London twice for 2 matchups.
Wow.
So this is going to be the London feature here at Pregame.tv.
Across the pond.
We are going to give you a winner in boxing. Not even going to have to parlay it to anything.
Until you run out of money.
You will be able to parlay it. Stay, we got to practice it. Stay with us. Pregame.tv.
So you go broke.